Hi, my dear students. Good morning to all. Welcome back to Maths online class. Today we can discuss on the last concept of the chapter, ratio and proportion. That is unitary method. You have already learned and heard about the concept unitary method. As the name suggests, unitary. Unit means one. Yes, first finding the value of one item and then finding out the required value. So what is unitary method? How can we solve using unitary method? We can discuss in today's class. Consider the example. If the cost of 7-meter cloth is rupees 1470, find the cost of 5 meter of cloth. So here what is given? The cost of 7-meter cloth is given. What is the cost? Rupees 1470. We need to find the 5 meter cost of 5 meter of cloth. So if we know the cost of 1 meter of cloth, we can easily find out 5 meter cloth, cost of 5 meter cloth. But we don't know here. So we know only the cost of 7 meter cloth. So from this 7 meter cloth, we are going to find the cost of 1 meter cloth. So the cost of 7 meter cloth is given as rupees 1470. So from this we are finding the cost of 1 meter cloth. How? 1470 divided by 7. So you will get 210. So we got the cost of 1 meter of cloth. What is the cost of 1 meter of cloth? 210. So from 7 meter of cloth we found the cost of 1 meter. Now if we know the cost of 1 meter, we can easily find out the cost of any item. So here the question is cost of 5 meter cloth. So 5 meter cloth means cost of 1 meter into 5. What is the cost of 1 meter? 210. So 210 into 5 you will get rupees 1050. So the cost of 5 meter cloth is 1050. Now from this example, you got an idea about what is unitary method. In unitary method, the value of a group of item will be given first, from which we can find out the value of one item. So from a group of item, we are finding the value of a single item. A single item means a unit item. That is, it is named as unitary method. Then if we know the value of one single item, we can find out the required value. So using unitary method, we can solve some more example questions. Question: if it has rained 276 millimeter in the last 3 days, how many centimeter of rain will fall in one full week, that is 7 days? Assume that the rain continues to fall at the same rate. So I am going to work out the third question from exercise 12.3. So you can refer the question from your textbook. Third question from exercise 12.3, page number 259. So what is given in the question? If it has rained 276 millimeter in the last 3 days. So for the last 3 days, the amount of rainfall is 276 millimeter. How many centimeter of rain will fall in one full week? That means we want the amount of rain in one full week. In one full week means 7 days. And also they are asking us to assume that the rain continues to fall at the same rate. That means during this complete week, these 7 days, the rainfall is equal. In each day, the amount of rainfall is equal. That is how much the rainfall in 3 days, the same rate they are falling in this week also. So how can we find out here? Here the given fact is the amount of rain in 3 days. It is given 276 millimeter. Now they want the answer. That means the how much amount of rainfall in 7 days. Here it is given in millimeter, but they are asking the amount in centimeter. So once you get the answer, convert it into millimeter, then the required answer. So here we want to find the amount of rainfall in 1 week, that is 7 days. So by unitary method, first we will find the rainfall, amount of rain in 1 day. Then from that we can easily find out in 7 days. From the question, Rainfall in 3 days is given as 276 millimeter. In 3 days, we are getting the amount of rainfall 276 millimeter. So, the amount of rainfall in 1 day will be how much? 276 divided by 3, you will get 92 millimeter. So, we got the amount of rainfall in 1 day. Now, it is easy to find for 1 week. In 1 week, we have 7 days. So, the rainfall in 1 week is equal to 92 into 7. We are getting 644 millimeter. Now, you know 1 millimeter, how much? Centimeter. 1 centimeter is equal to 10 millimeter. So, 64.4 centimeter. Dividing with, in turn, 1 millimeter is equal to 1 by 10 centimeter. So, 64.4 centimeter. Next, we can solve the fifth question from exercise 12.3. The temperature dropped 15 degrees Celsius in the last 30 days. If the rate of the temperature drop remains the same, how many degrees will the temperature drop in the next 10 days? See, while applying the unitary method, what is asked, according to that you have to find out the value of one item. Here the temperature dropped 15 degrees Celsius in how many days? Last 30 days. So, the temperature decrease for the last 30 days is given as 15 degree. If the rate of the decreasing remains same, we have to find out how many degrees will the temperature drop in the next 10 days. So, here we want to find out the temperature drop in 10 days. So, from here the given fact, temperature dropped 15 degrees Celsius in last 30 days. What unit value you have to find? The degree, that means the temperature decrease or the days. One unit you have to find here. Here, since the question they are asking is for 10 days, we have to, from this fact, we have to find out the temperature decrease for 1 days. Not what temperature decreased for 1 days. From this 30 days, we have to find out how many temperature decreased for 1 day. So, if we get the temperature decrease for 1 day, we can find out how much temperature decreased for the last 10 days or the next 10 days. They have asked us to assume the temperature decrease is the rate remains same. So, we can see that in this 30 days, the temperature decreasing was same. So, we can find out from that the temperature decrease for 1 day. So, from the question it is given that in 30 days the temperature decrease 15 degrees Celsius. In 30 days the temperature decrease is 15 degrees Celsius. So, for 1 day the temperature decrease will be what? 15 by 30. Here 15 by 30. Here you are considering 15 is larger, 30 is smaller. So, how 30 comes down? It's not necessary that always the larger number comes up and the smaller number comes down. You have to assume according to the question. Here we want the temperature decrease for 1 day. So, we have 15 by 30. Here I am not calculating this 15 by 30 because if I am calculating I will get a decimal number, but it will make my calculation little complex. So, if I am keeping it as a fraction itself 15 by 30, later in the calculation it will make for me easy. That how I will show you. Now, 15 by 30 is the temperature decrease for 1 day. Now, our question is we have to calculate the temperature decrease for 10 days. Isn't it? So, for 10 days, how will you? 1 day into 10 days. Isn't it? 1 day it is 15 by 30. So, 15 by 30 into 10. Here 15 by 30 I didn't calculate. So, instead I wrote it in the same way. So, 15 by 30 into 10. Now, here 30 and 10 I can cancel. That 0 I cancel. So, what is remaining? Here 3 only remaining. Here 1 only remaining. So, now 15 by 3, 5 degrees Celsius. That made my calculation easy. If I calculated here, I would be getting a decimal number. Then that decimal number I have to multiply with 10. Here, since I can cancel down the common terms, I made this fraction as such, and here I cancelled and made my calculation simple. So, 15 by 30 I wrote in the same way into 10. Into 10 is what? The temperature for 10 days. Here the steps are same. Here instead of calculating, I didn't calculate. This is the temperature decrease for 1 day 15 by 30. So, 15 by 30 here itself into 10. So, you got 5 degree Celsius. One more question. Cost of 4 dozen banana is rupees 180. How many bananas can be purchased for rupees 90? So this is direct application. Cost of 4 dozen bananas is given here. You know 1 dozen is equal to 12. So what will be 4 dozen? 4 into 12, 48. So the cost of 48 bananas is given as 180. We have to find out how many bananas we will get for rupees 90. So how can we solve? So given the cost of 4 dozen banana, what is? How many 4 dozen? 1 dozen is 12, isn't it? So 4 dozen, 4 into 12, 48. So cost of 48 banana is given as rupees 180. So we need here how much bananas we can buy for rupees 90. So we need it in rupees. So in reverse order I wrote. So for rupees 180 rupees, how much banana I am getting? 48. This fact itself in the reverse order I wrote. That is 48. Cost of 48 banana is rupees 180. So for 180 rupees I will get how many bananas? 48 bananas. So for rupees 1 how many bananas I will get? 48 by 180. Same the unitary method itself. Here also since I got a larger number I didn't calculate. I kept it like that. Now I have to calculate how many banana I will get rupees 490. So for rupees 1 I will get 48 by 180. So for rupees 90 into 90. Now cancelling down the zeros. Here I will get 48 by 18 into 9. Now 9 and 18 are factors. 9 1 time 18 2, isn't it? 9 into 2 is 18. Now we have 48 and 2. 48 divided by 2 you will get 24. 24 bananas you will get for rupees 90. Now if you don't know this type of calculation, directly multiply 48 into 90. Then divide the answer with 180. Those who don't know this calculation means cancelling down the common factors can go for direct multiplication and division. Others who know the cancellation can do in that way. So your last answer is you will get 24 bananas for rupees 90. So winding up today's class, today we covered the portion unitary method. So the chapter ratio and proportion we have covered all the topics. First we discussed on the topic ratio, then proportion and last unitary method. Some problems we solved in today's class. Some more problems are there to be solved. That we can continue in the next class. Copy down the notes given and attend the test paper. We'll meet with the rest of the problems in the next class. Thank you.